Good afternoon, student. My name is Miss Manisha Borkar, Department of Fishery Science, NES Science College, Nanded. Now, today we will see the B.sc second year semester 3rd, theory paper 6th. The name of paper is Fish Disease Management. Theory paper 6th. The name of paper is Fish Disease Management. Now within that we are studied the various diseases. In that paper we are studied the various infectious, then the bacterial, fungal and the various environmental diseases we are studied in that unit first, second, third as well as the fourth unit. In that this bit is the last bit of our unit number 4th, that is management practices to control fish diseases. Okay, as we know that the disease how process the disease produce to the fish. Okay, this is the very responsible factors they produce the diseases as the host, then the various environmental factors, then the pathogens also responsible to produce the diseases. Okay, in that producing that diseases, how to prevent and how to control these fish diseases. So seen here, prevention of fish disease is accomplished through good water quality management, nutrition and sanitation. Without this foundation, it is impossible to prevent outbreaks of opportunistic diseases. The fish is constantly bathed in a potential pathogens including bacteria, fungi and the parasites. Okay, as we know that the water is a very most important factor of the fish, or the which is very important to the fish. Okay, without this water quality management and the nutrition, then the sanitation, we can't prevent the fish diseases. Now seen here, what is fish health management? Okay, firstly how to manage the health of the fish. Fish health management is a term used in aquaculture to describe management practices which are designed to prevent fish disease. Once fish get sick, it can be difficult to salvage them. Okay, if fish can be sick, which is very difficult to control that the fish managing or the handling of that the fish, which is very difficult. Successful fish health management begins with the prevention of a disease rather than treatment. Okay, the disease produced, then after that we treat that disease. Then as we know that prevention is better than the cure, so we prevent the disease rather than the treatment. Prevention of a fish disease is accomplished through good water quality management, then the nutrition and sanitation. Without this foundation, it is impossible to prevent outbreaks of opportunistic diseases. The fish is constantly bathed in a potential pathogens which is include bacteria, fungi and the parasites. Even use of sterilization technology, that is ultraviolet sterilizers, then the ozonation does not eliminate all potential pathogens from the environment. Suboptimal water quality, poor nutrition or the immune system suppression generally associated with the stressful conditions allow these potential pathogens to cause the disease. Okay, to produce or cause the disease, the various pathogens, then the various environmental factors, then the various fungi, bacteria, they all produces the various type of the diseases to the fish. Now medication used to treat these diseases provide a means of buying time for a fish and enabling them to overcome opportunistic infections, but are no substitute for the proper animal husbandry. Okay, there is no proper treatment or the not the substitute for the proper animal husbandry. Medication is a very treat like this the diseases. Daily observation of a fish behavior and feeding activity allows early detection of problems when they do occur, so that a diagnosis can be made before the majority of the population becomes sick. Okay, if we are observing the fish behavior in a daily at the feeding activity there, then the detection of the various problems, which is we are majority of the population of the fishes, we before that producing disease, we identify that the identify or the diagnosis to the that fish, sick fish. If treatment is indicated, it will be most successful if it is implemented early in the course of the disease while the fish are still in a good shape. The significance of a fish disease to aquaculture. Fish disease is a substantial source of a monetary loss to aquaculturist. Production costs are increased by the fish disease outbreaks because of the investment lost in a dead fish, cost of the treatment, and decreased growth during the covalences. In nature, we are less aware of the fish disease problems because sick animals are quickly removed from the population of the predators. In addition, fish are much less crowded in a natural systems than in a captivity. Parasites and the bacteria may be of a minimal significance under natural conditions but can be cause substitutional problems when animals are crowded and stressed under the culture conditions. Now, diseases is a rarely a simple association between a pathogen and a host fish. Usually, other circumstances must be present for active disease to develop in a population. These circumstances are generally grouped under the umbrella term that is stress. Stress is discussed in a greater detail in the UFIFSA Extension Circular 1990 stress. Its role in a fish disease management practices directed at limiting stress are luckily to be most effective in preventing disease outbreak. Now here the diagrammatic presentation of the disease, how the responsible factors, there will be the host, then the pathogen, then the environmental factors, then in middle size the darkened portion we identified or the presentive that the disease. Now seen here the treatment and control of fish diseases, how to control or the treat the fish diseases. First is the defenses by fish against diseases and the parasites. How to control the fish disease against the parasites. Fish have a variety of defenses to prevent the diseases and the parasites. The non-specific defenses include the skin and scales as well as the mucus layer secreted by the epidermis, which traps and inhibits the growth of microorganisms. If pathogens breach these defenses, fish can develop an inflammatory response which increases blood flow to the infected region and delivers white blood cells, that is WBCs, which attempt to destroy pathogens. The specific defenses response to the particular pathogen which recognized by the fish body, that is to an immune response, which during recent years the vaccines have become widely used in the aquaculture and also with the ornamental fish. Example that is the furaculasis vaccines in a farm, salmon and koi, herpes virus in a koi. Some species of fish use the cleaner fish to remove external parasites. The best known of these are the blue streak of the genus Labradis, found on the coral reefs in the Indian and the Pacific Oceans. The small fishes maintain so-called the cleaning stations where other fishes congregate and the perform the specific movements to attract the attention of the cleaners. The cleaning behaviors have been observed in a number of fish groups, which including an interesting case between two cichlids of the same genus, that is Atroplus maculatus, that is cleaner, and the much larger fish is Atropelus suratensis. Now seen here, treatment and control of the protozoan diseases. For ICH disease, deep for hourly duration in 1 is to 5000 formalin solution for 72 to 10 days, or in a 2% common salt solution for the more than 7 days, or in a 1 is to 15,000 quinine solution for the 3 to 10 days should be used. The control measure for a cystitis disease is the bath of 10 minutes in a 3% common salt solution. Bodomonas rabi has been found to be killed in a 5 to 10 minutes by 2 to 3% common salt solution. In a trichodinesis, chelated copper compounds, which are extremely effective against the protozoan parasites, have been used. The copper compounds, example is argon and the aquavit, are available in the market. Now the treatment and control measure of the bacterial diseases. For a fin and tail root fin diseases, one is a minute dip in a 1 to 3000 solution of copper sulfate should be given, which painting the site of the infection with concentrated copper sulfate solution also helps to cure the disease. In ulcer disease, the badly infected fish should be destroyed and the pond water should be disinfected with a 0.5 ppm solution of the KMNO4, which dip treatment for 1 minute in a 1 is to 2000 copper sulfate solution for 3 to 4 days in case of the fish showing early stage of infection, which is required. Now the addition of the chloromycetin at 5 to 10 ppm to the pond water, and or the addition of the antibiotic oxytetracycline to feed at the rate of 75 mg per kg of the fish then per day is done. In a dropsy, through disinfection is done with 1 ppm potassium permanganate solution, or the deep treatment in a 5 ppm of the same chemical for the 2 minutes can be given. In eye diseases, during the initial stage of the infection, that chloromycetin, which is 8 to 10 mg per liter bath for 1 hour should be given for the 2 to 3 days. Disinfection of the pond with 1 ppm, that is potassium permanganate. Improvement of the sanitary conditions and resorting to the artificial feeding to the fishes in case plankton population is not sufficient should be done. Now treatment and control of the crustacean diseases. For Argosis infestation, pond treatment with gamazine at a concentration of 0.2 ppm, which should be repeated at weekly intervals twice or thrice. In Lernia diseases, when a few fishes are affected, mechanical removal of the parasites by pulling them out from acroach of the by means of a fine forceps should be sufficient, preferably followed by a bath in a week. Permanganate solution for 2 to 3 minutes in case of a large numbers of fish being infected. Deep treatment over the short durations in a 5 ppm solution of the KMNO4 has been suggested. Now the treatment and control of the helminth diseases. For Gyrotodactylosis, alternate bath in the 1 is to 2000 acetic acid and the sodium chloride solutions have been effective for the major carps deep treatment of 5 minutes duration in a 5% common salt, or of the 5 to 10 minutes duration in a 1:5000 formalin solution should be given here. Now these are the control measures or the preventive measures of the fish disease management. We controlling or we save the fish, or we save the fish for the diseases, and to prevent the fishes for the good health, or to cure the fish diseases. Thank you.